Well, all these super fan sites, you could say I'm wrong I'm wrong. Stellantis isn't going to sell Chrysler. They're not going to not let the Chinese invest in Chrysler. Or they're not going to sell Maserati. They're not going to sell Alfa Romeo. That's all fake news. It was all fake news with BYD too until Carlos Tavares admitted it at the French auto show, right? Yeah. Well, even the Italians are seeing what's going on now as the Chinese and representatives from Chery are having conversations with the union in Italy. Wonder why that's happening. Wonder why Chery was at CTC this week. Wonder why that's happening. I don't know. Am I going to do another I told you so video? Probably. What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And I've talked about this. Stellantis is reacting to reports now. And this has been going back since, June or July of 2024, when the first stuff was going on with Maserati. And that was really caused by Carlos Tavares opening his fat, dumb mouth and saying, if brands don't perform, we're going to sell them. And then immediately saying, oh, no, we promised would give all brands 10 years. And then, oh, we don't have the money. We're going to give them 5. Stellantis is literally like the cheating girlfriend. Literally what Stellantis is. We'll tell you anything just to keep things cool. Scumbag activity. Now, they are currently in final negotiations to work out a deal with the CEO. That much I do know. But the rumors are resurfacing again today, and this time it's in Italy. So this whole site's in Italian. But anyways, let me get into this here. In response to the upward outlook and across, Tavares issued a categorical Maserati. It's not for sale. This is back when Tavares was still here, right? But things are changing now today because the numbers are in. The figures for the first quarter of 2025 are in, and they are alarming. Sales are down 50% on the previous year, and a drop in sales of 48%, a striking contrast when we recall that Maserati was producing up to 40,000 vehicles a year at its peak. Now, there's a bunch of people that are interested and would buy Maserati, but it was against this backdrop that a statement by Charlie Zhang, who's the executive vice president of Chery Auto, set things all right. Asked about the Chinese automaker's expansion strategy, he declared, "We are ready to seize any brand acquisition opportunity here in America." Wow. Well, I wonder what they would try to buy in America. Oh, you mean Chrysler? The same thing that we've been speaking about multiple friggin' times, and people are like, no, it's not gonna happen. We have these websites that are supposed to be Mopar, behind the scenes type of things, and are months late. Anywho's, he also declared, "We are ready to seize any opportunity as soon as it is presented." The Italian press goes further. The Italian newspaper Corriere Torino reports on John Elkann's strategy of selling several assets, including Iveco Defense and potentially Maserati, with negotiations entrusted to Goldman Sachs. The aim is to raise 1.5 billion euros for the company. Union reaction was swift for Ed Lazzi, of the FIOM, it's a matter of making cash by selling off the family jewels. Damn. Now, as of this morning, of course, Stellantis is going to deny. This would be like any one of you contacting Stellantis or in my comments, well, Stellantis didn't say the Hemi's coming back, so they said it's not happening. God. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just oblivious to how stupid people really are. Like the level of people's intelligence. I just expect more from people, maybe. Maybe that's my fault. But Stellantis denies all of this again. They tried to calm things down. With all due respect, Maserati is not for sale, clarified a group spokesman in direct response to Chery's comments. The company reaffirms its intention to make Maserati the pillar of its premium offering, notably through the electrification of the full Gore range. Well, that's not going to happen anymore. But that's what it is. So a sale to a Chinese group like Chery, who would love to have a European brand and an American brand, is more than a credible, I don't even call it a guess, because you just heard the executive vice president saying he's jumping all over every single brand asset they can acquire. Now, they've been seen at the facilities Chery has, and Chery has been in negotiations with the union in Italy and having discussions with the Italian government. Why do you think that is? They're not coming in because they're going to bring the Chery cars into Italy. It's not going to happen. They're there because they're about to make an acquisition. And as much as Stellantis wants to deny this shit, and they do this all the time, they did it over the BYD stuff only 3 weeks later to admit at the French Auto Show that they were in negotiations to sell. Chrysler is up for sale. And despite what all your favorite retarded Mopar sites try to tell you, they don't know. They don't have the sources. Obviously, the media in Italy does. I mean, doing some actual journalism and gaining some actual sources, you'd probably learn that. Now, what does it mean if Chrysler was sold or invested into Chery? Because what I'm guessing is going to happen, and the only other reason why I say this, because I know what the other comments are going to be, there's no way Trump's going to let that happen. Trump's not going to allow him to buy it. And he was just in Warren, Michigan, and said, we want the Japanese to build them here. Honda's building plants in Tennessee. We're doing this. We're doing that. We're doing this. The Chinese, we want them to build it here. That's what the president said. His words verbatim. And this was just after the day before of having an hour and something conversation with John Elkann on the phone. I'm willing to bet money that Elkann asked for permission to let the Chinese invest into Chrysler. I would bet money on it. Does that mean Chrysler would go? I mean, this is, and I get what you're going to say. We don't want the Chinese. No. We didn't want the Germans, but you had Daimler, right? Then you had the Ceres Group or whatever the hell that crap was, Cerebus or whatever. You had the Chrysler Corporation, boom, that went into bankruptcy. And then you had Fiat come in and scoop it up. You had Elkann's family come in and scoop it up. And now they're French and Italian. Do I want to see the Chinese have any ownership or any investment into Chrysler? Of course not. But at this point, it's kind of like we've already seen what the EVs that can be made from the Chrysler Group, from Stellantis look like, right? From FCA. They're dog shit. They're horrible. They don't sell for a reason. They suck balls. So if anything, if Chery does come in, maybe they're able to help on a better EV platform. Maybe they're able to invest in a big influx of cash that can get Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram to where it needs to be, back to what it's doing. And I know a lot of people go, oh, well, they won't do that. Chery just, was it Chery or was it BYD? I think it was Chery, just debuted a big ass V8 engine that they built in China. Don't be stupid. It's a hybrid too. Don't be stupid. They're not doing that for no reason. They want to be here. So does BYD. It is a race between Chery and BYD to see who gets here first. BYD, I think, is the biggest threat to Tesla. I can tell you that right now. Chery's a little different because they're more of a traditional automaker. They have internal combustion, EVs, and hybrids. Now, I'm pretty sure none of my Mopar family wants to see a Chinese-built Hellcat, but, I mean, the other option is what? Bankruptcy? It just goes away? Ask the Pontiac boys how that feels. I don't know. I'm not pro China coming in and buying. I'm just giving you the information, the sources, the stuff that I've seen. Listen, F what none of these other websites are telling you. I can tell you this right now. Same thing I told you about the BYD thing. We were a month and a half ahead of everybody on that too. The executives at Chery are not coming to CTC. They're not touring the Sterling Heights assembly plant for zero. They're coming here for a reason. The same thing that they just did in Italy and having conversations with the union. You can bet money that there's some kind of deal being made on the table. Prove me wrong. I'll wait. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's have a discussion in the comments. And as always, stay petty, my friends.